So what's the UK average memoha? Now when your car akwenshie bi enyo fo. Anase adokita fo ahwe wa wan show yi. Right claim betumi aboa ma wagisi kan pimpin bebre. Ya wo UK a lawyer for etitru anase ekuku damfo a betumi aboa wo akonko ama. Kosi se we sika no beba. Eno ani se wo be ko www.rightclaims.co.uk. Now wa feel wo form. Wo betumi afre yen wo number ya ewu figure ase. Say a cancel of flight. Anase when your flight delay for over don shremensa. May trek 3 hours. Enko bebia. Right claims betumi aboa ma ahanso wagisika. Right claims. It's as simple as that.
Green Select Glucometer from Costless Ventures. Safidi kitwaya etimimpo eshow botomi eboa ma uhunu sugar level abribia. Wana wo diabetes anayare hodwa emma sugar level. Esote wo brano no. Safidi ebe bo nka ye baby bia wo bia no wada won so akohu doctor ntem. Na wo dry betimi ma blood sugar no aye pepepe. With Green Select blood glucose monitoring system, you get your test results in 5 seconds. Annual 5 seconds per now results are ready. And it's suitable for persons of all age. Na ne boa so de Call Costless Ventures now on 0205-915-315. Green Select Glucometer, the best. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Okay, so the action on radio is what I give to you anytime you see me sitting like this here on Sammy Flex TV. And because I know sometimes you are so busy during the day, you don't even get time to listen to what we do on radio, I have introduced this particular segment called the highlights of Showbiz Agenda. Here what I do is whatever we did on Zylofon 102.1 FM on a special program called Showbiz Agenda, I give you all the highlights. I know you might not have time to listen to all the 3-hour program, so what I do is I come down, call my team, and we say that people would want to hear this, they want to see this, we piece them together for you to enjoy. It is called the highlights of Showbiz Agenda. So today's episode is going to give you one of such, taken from Zylofon FM's Showbiz Agenda. All that you have to do is to sit, relax, enjoy, and still get the moment just as it was live on radio. I did this with my team led by Digital Rasta Currency, Richie Flex, Ya Lapiji, Nana Reagan, and Team Dodo Solomon, aka Chamo, and MC Berima as well. Now you have to relax, and anytime you want to know what is happening on Zylofon FM, this is what you have to do. Subscribe to this channel, Sammy Flex TV, get all the updates, and even if you're not able to listen to what we do on radio, you get a chance to watch it here on Sammy Flex TV later. Enjoy the moment, and you can always share your comments with us here on the show.
Okay, so there is a discussion I want to start, and because you're on the mic, after the 3Music Awards, what I've seen online is VGMA is this, 3Music Awards is this. Like some comparison people are doing. Industry people, not just fans.
Right.
If I see fans doing it, I think, okay, I am normal. But industry people who really have stakes in our game, they start with, VGMA is this, 3Music Awards is this. Now I'm asking, is it healthy in all terms? And again, you can add your general review of the 3Music Awards because you were not here yesterday. We did some reviews, but you were not here. Yeah. So whatever you also observed, the good, bad, the ugly, anything you want to say about the 3Music Awards. But then my main discussion is the comparison we're doing for 3Music Awards. Because some of the things people are putting out online, they are damaging to one brand.
Yeah.
Anytime the comparison comes, it damages the other brand. For instance, I've seen people saying, and VGMA Ukrainian Farmer 3Music Awards for. It be say 3Music Awards na awards. VGMA the speech and prize giving day. Like so many demeaning comments. So I'm asking when it comes from the industry people.
Yeah. Sammy, a very good morning again to yourself, your cherished listeners. Viewers,
watchers, from around the world,
critics, and everybody. We're here to talk, share our opinion,
and we're talking the facts
exactly
without looking back.
The reason why we are here is not because we know too much, but it's because we've researched too much more than the ordinary mind. So
that's true.
Sammy, you see, in Ashanti, you say "Yunkumja for Inija." Yakasi yunkunja for any job. Simple meaning is, if you enter a place where somebody is selling tomatoes and somebody is selling onion and another person is selling pepper, don't kill the person selling onion so you can make sales on your pepper.
Oh, okay.
When you see two people selling tomatoes, one tomato seller shouldn't kill the other one to make sales.
Okay, I get it.
Because what you're destined to make, by the end of the day,
you make it.
You will make it.
That's true.
It's all about packaging and knowing how to handle yourself, your customers, the people around you, the energy, the respect. So that's why you see two people doing something. The other one doesn't really have the best of appeal. But then you see everybody always going to this person and you realize, that's a crime, they channel. But then, you might have all the makeup, the dressing, the everything, but another person might be cooking so well, giving so much respect to the man that is where the man feels at home. It is very wrong for any industry person to demean what has given birth to what we're seeing now.
Okay.
It's so wrong. We should never do that. Everything that is happening now is from the motivation that VGMA or Charterhouse has given us. So without that benchmark, nobody would have that energy to rise to certain standards and be appreciated. So anytime you have haters, anytime you have people hating on you, saying all sorts of bad things about you, it's a way for you to recognize yourself on a level where you tell yourself, I need to put in more work and grow. So whatever is happening today, kudos to Sadiq, Edward, and all those guys. They are doing great. But everything that they are doing now is because of what they saw VGMA do. So they go like, how can we also better ourselves to become the talk of town? How do we also better ourselves to see us there in the coming years? How do we get that recognition? Because award schemes have come a year, 2, 3, maximum 5, 6, they're gone.
Try to.
VGMA 20, how many years? I think 22.
Yeah. This year, yeah.
So, I mean, that is no joke. 22 is no joke. Do you know the investment you would have made on your child if it's 22? And we have a 4-year
award scheme
that is equally giving that push to the industry. I call 3Music Awards for the people by the people, because they are growing, they are tagging along with everybody, all the new guys,
everybody who matters.
Everybody who matters.
Yeah.
Say this. Let's go.
This is for
the boys, for the youth, let's go. And that is great. But Sammy, when your business is young, you tap everywhere to get the stronger stance, the platform, the energy, the talk about, and all that to grow. But don't forget, when you grow, your taxes grow, your ambitions grow, your everything grow. So you tend to kind of move on a little bit. Not that you've forgotten the people you started with, but when you're spending $1 million a day, I'm very sorry, you would not go and party somebody if they spend 2,000 Ghana a day. Because at the end of the day, when we all spend and we go home, somebody is really going to be very unstable. So you need to move with the people that equally make what you make. So sometimes when people grow, they leave people behind, not because of anything, but they feel now where we are, we need to tag along with our, mates, and still have you gradually climb to come catch up. This is a wrong comparison. It shouldn't happen. Let's always give respect where respect is due. In Ghana, it's not about the people involved in doing the thing. It's the spectators, the followers. They always cause the chaos. It's in our music. We don't respect our elders, our legends, and all that. It's in our movies. Somebody makes a hit today, and the guy that made a hit almost about 5-6 years ago, that's not more making hit today, is, excuse my language, not too sound in mind. But have you forgotten that it's somebody that held the industry for you to have the leverage to be where you are? So I think it's about time we as spectators, people watching from afar, encourage to equally build brands so we can team up as a force to face the world. It has always been one top. One time we had so much hailing shut up be the door. One time we had so much Charlie shut down for the Can't we at least make sure that we have more than one person flying? Because even an airplane have 2 wings. Even a car has 4 tires. Even a motorbike has 2 tires. Bicycle. Chale wheelbarrow mbono. Say ye piano ni jani siwa. How many legs does it stand on?
When you support 2 counts.
Precisely. That should tell us, say, no one single person can move if we don't act as a team and move ourselves. So, 3Music is beautiful. Young blood, energy, vibrancy, like determination, designs, artwork, trying to do things that hasn't happened before. Yes, when you're young, you see the things you can do. Yeah. VGMA, over the years, from the Lumbers to the what they have been pushing the industry, getting all the recognition to the extent where they collaborate with all the bigger schemes outside to choose who
represent us,
to represent us and all that. So how do we downplay all these?
Okay, so there are some people with the motive that let's do this. When you do that, then none of these schemes will take advantage of the people, knowing that at the end of the day, you put down a marking scheme, mark you, and mark this guy as well.
Sammy,
how about that?
You can criticize, but bad comparison is what we're talking about here. Okay. Nobody is criticizing the fact that, you see where this guy has lifted the energy, the level in terms of designs. Charlie, we need to demand a lot from
VGMA,
our own vaginas. We need to demand a lot because Charlie, it's about time. The event needs to feel exactly. That's what we need to be doing. Accountability and not killing and not demeaning
the brand
and not downplaying the brand. We need to seek for accountability. Our problem is we criticize people instead of seeking for accountability.
Okay.
So from our presidency down, Obi Adia instead say you be dragging and say Joe say why this is what we don't want. This is what you've done. Come and explain why this had to happen. We are the people who we make all these our schemes go down. So once we demand a lot, we will get that lot. And don't forget, they say if you pray for the rain, you need to deal with the mud. Once you are demanding for that lot, you should be ready to pay for that lot. But my even question is, how many sponsors did you see on Sadek's event or the 3Music with Edward and all that? How many sponsors did you see? So where is that money coming from? These guys know wherever they plug that money from. My question is, how are they even going to make all these monies back with COVID and no tickets and all that? How are they going to make these monies back to sustain the next level, the next level, the next level? Because don't forget, everything they did was not free. And if they made that money from somewhere, and there wasn't any, I didn't hear of any stream, pay-per-view and all that. See the action they put out there. That's like a mini BET that went on there. Now, come to even think of it, because of COVID, people were not there, so they had the streets and everything for themselves. Don't you think if there had been COVID, they would have moved it to an enclosed area to make sure that they make their money? So sometimes our venues don't even allow us the free will to expand the way we want to.
Okay.
Investors and all that are not really coming because you have people who say, oh, don't invest in these people there, don't invest in these people, that people there. At the end of the day, all that I'm seeking for us as an industry to achieve is, let's grow each other.
Okay.
Let's promote each other. Let's push more, because when the competition is high, demand and returns are very good, and it will help us on the bigger stage than to try and downplay one and lift one up. But at the end of the day, all that I want to say is kudos to the 3Music, because they are really pushing the VGMAs to do greater,
to do more.
And this is what we need. We always need people who will push to make sure that the top is doing well, because if you don't deliver, there is an alternative.
Thank you so much. Wei Yorton is the CEO of Drumline Studios here in Accra. He's a music producer, songwriter as well. He can also do all your jingles and commercials for you. And he's giving us his deep opinions. Go to Adam Mensa Chatome. Adam, so you can do your general observation about the scheme, and again we are looking at the comparison, especially from industry people, and some demeaning words that are likely to damage the reputation of one of the schemes, whether it is good, whether it is healthy for our space.
Well, I think many industry players have, and even fanatics have done, they have congratulated the team for a solid production, because they shown that they had a quest for innovation and creativity, and on the day they did everything possible to execute a very well rehearsed plan to give the show a certain pedigree, and also put some sort of aura around entertainment in the country. And on the day, that wasn't the only event. There were other events, but they were able to.
I heard there were 3 different award schemes happening on that 27th March.
Yeah, but if you check social media, clearly the
3Music Awards won
for them, and that shows they really did a lot of work. And for me, I think in every space, competition is good. Competition strikes out monopoly, among other things, but the competition must be healthy. If the competition is not healthy, it sows the seed of discord and disagreement, which can militate against the growth of even the industry itself. Because one party might be peeved or might have some ill intentions about the other because of how unhealthy the competition has become.
In fact, let me put out this. Do you know even the venue
where what I was coming to
okay.
I've heard Sadiq say the arena through the instrumentality of Yola, who
is the CEO of Charterhouse,
gave them the space and gave them every support.
But it wasn't free though.
Of course, for them to, but definitely it will not be like other
services that will come from.
They can even give you certain
incentives.
Yes, or with some events there might be limitation of the usage, but they may grant you certain access to certain facilities because they have some goodwill for you. And he's been very thankful to the man for the support. That is what we need, where both of them can come together and make Ghana a hub of entertainment. If you go to America, we have a lot of awards. American Entertainment Music Awards. There is a BET, there is a Grammy, a lot. And that has made them a hub of entertainment. We can also create that atmosphere here, where we have different schemes with different purposes. And don't forget that some of these schemes give certain artists, because if you look at VGMA, there may be some artists who will not fall in any of the categories, but they will end up in 3Music. In 3Music, some artists will also not find themselves there, but they will find themselves in VGMAs. So it means that it is, of course, something good for the industry. And we need, because if there is a healthy competition, what it does, it helps people become innovative. So within self-introspectively, they will sit down and look at what their other competitor is doing well, which they can jump on it and also better theirs. They can also look at the flaws and also revise their notes and become better. Or if they see that, because there was healthy competition, these people are our brothers. They are they are traversing a certain path. We did it some year ago, and this was a result. Let us give it to them. Let them look at it. If they think it is good, they go or they stop. You see, this is what we need. They both of them, like the way they gave them the space, they need to come together and bring all their arsenal together for the benefit of the industry. But rather, we shouldn't let them feel like they are enemies. It can be very dangerous, and also this shouldn't go into the head of the 3Music team, because if it goes into your head, it can make you run faster than yourself, and you go and crash. You understand? Because you will be going by that
the frenzy around
exuberance and that
the noise around.
The noise will go into your head, and you can lose track and go and crash. So what they have to do is they have to go at their pace. They have to always think about bringing something innovative, but not have the intention of let us do and bring this down. Else you can go and crash yourself, because I say I dream bonebo cry 3 more tongum.
But then don't you also think that is the objective of every person who is in competition?
Of course, to become the best.
Yes,
so that is why I'm saying they should run at their pace. But not run at people's pace, because nipa uko to be America unim nipa na kuma edane yem enti uko di nipa ne chia chairman me kai America bia me koye 1500 primary time nana my combat my Charlie Swedo school business for parks me we yeah forcing some income nana me go at my pace try and make collapse. Inti utie no isinu ukowe na ko twahwe a nkwa na we twahwe inti omo ye ni na so me call at my pace. So it is important that you are congratulated for what you've done, and I know that they are bigger than this. It will not go into their head. They will look at how to maintain that cordial relationship with VGMA, and you don't be surprised that it can even get to a point that both parties will be providing services for each other, like it has started with Charterhouse giving rendering a certain service. Now it will get to a point that the 3Music team can also be called in to come and provide a certain service for VGMA, and at the end of the day, it becomes better for all of us. That is what we need. We don't need any
Adam,
negative energy.
There is still a threat somewhere, because, for instance, if I'm a business owner and I'm also looking at investing into any of these awards, remember that is what they're also looking for. They're looking for investors. They're looking for sponsors. Now, I sit back, I follow the reviews, and one is getting all positive reviews, the other is getting all negative reviews. Obviously, I'm not going to deal with the one getting, because on the day of the event, VGMA was also trending among the Ghana trends on Twitter. VGMA was also trending, but then they were not trending for the good reasons.
You see, let me tell you something. Some things too are just psychological. There is what we call the primacy effect and the latency effect. Now, the primacy effect is like the first impression. So it could also be that because 3Music Awards was what was happening at that moment, that is what the memory was on. So we play according to that. The day VGMA is also happening, there will be some also magical moments, and people will be talking about it, and to the extent that they might even forget about what happened on 3Music because of the psychological effect of primacy effect. So because something was happening at the moment, people were talking about it, and psychologically that is fair. So it doesn't mean VGMA has been bad. No, it was because that was the moment of 3Music, and they had some magical points. And on the day of VGMA, the same thing can happen. Some people have criticized some of the winners of 3Music, haven't they? don't people criticize some of the winners of VGMA? So it is just natural.
Okay.
So for me, I don't see the big deal about it. But what I want to say is that industry stakeholders shouldn't get themselves into that space and sow a seed of discord and disagreement between the two. We can have many awards go in one city, like one country like America, for us to become the entertainment hub of the world, or Africa. That is the most important thing.
All right, thank you so much. Adam Mensah Chatoma is a journalist. He works with the New Times, Spectator newspaper, and he doubles as an artist manager as well. Chris, let me listen to you.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, this discussion is something that was bound to happen. I think there's a few factors. I think generally everyone who's spoken so far has made a point that I agree with, in the sense of, there has to be coexistence. But at the same time, I feel like credit has to be given where credit is due. You know, VGMAs has been going for a long time. And when VGMA started, the resources and the attention to Ghana music as a whole was not there. They when you're a pioneer, I just looked over there, I just saw that brand Pioneer, and it just made me think, when you're a pioneer, you are always going to have the most difficult critique, challenge and path. They paved the way for an award scheme to be recognized globally to a certain standard. Is there room for improvement?
But we should also know that even before VGMS2, there was a crack and a crack. So
exactly. So what I'm saying is that credit has to be given to that. Now, does that mean that there shouldn't be room for improvement? Absolutely not. But what brings room for improvement, what pushes them to do that, is exactly what's happening when fresh blood comes into the system with fresh ideas, etc. It's healthy competition. My friend on the right started off the conversation with Otting, when he mentioned the tomato sellers, etc. And yes, you shouldn't go in and kill one seller in order for you to sell your product. But at the same time, it's not realistic to expect when you go in to set up your tomatoes next to someone's tomatoes that it will be, oh, good morning, and to say, oh, Bejnaha, everything's all cool. There will always be a little bit of tension, but it can be healthy. It's always done. You go to some places. Look, I'll give you an example. Every time I go to Keiko's, it's amazing. You see Kenke
on the road,
literally side by side. Why do they get up every morning to go and stand at the same place?
Those people, they also fight too.
No,
when for instance you park your car and run runs,
yes,
you say, "Me bar first."
Of course, yes. But at the end of the day, they all go home and they all come back the same day to set up again. Why? Because in Faso also. Do you understand? And they coexist. They find a way to make it work. So I feel like healthy competition is definitely necessary. It shakes things up. It makes people wake up. It makes people revisit ideas. The other thing also with 3Music Awards, and congratulations to them. I think it was a fantastic thing. I watched it, some of it online. Is this the timing? I feel like has really benefited them, because look, when they started, no one was talking about them on this level. So why is it all of a sudden that it's a big deal? Well, because they had the right timing. What do I mean by that? It wasn't live, right? It was pre-recorded. Some aspects, yeah. So there was a lot more attention and time that they had to produce a fantastic production, because there wasn't the stresses of dealing with a live event. Do you understand? Because if you add a live event, the logistics of that, selling tickets, security, etc.,
and on the day, all those
things that might happen, that takes away a lot of your resources. Do you understand? Whereas if this thing is online and on TV, Yeni Asembia on the door, there's no ticket Asembia, so we can put our focus on delivering, a very, very superb production. That becomes an advantage. VGMA last year correct me if I'm wrong, didn't happen, right?
They did it though. VGMA happened.
Okay, so how did it? So why is there?
They were lucky to have an audience when it happened. They had
last year.
Yes, they had live audience.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that they haven't had an opportunity to deliver their version of COVID. Online VGMAs. That's the point I'm really trying to make. Exactly. So I feel like that definitely gave 3 Awards, 3Music an advantage, and you know they've come in with fresh ideas, fresh blood. You mentioned about Sadiq. You know, he's been advocating a lot, just generally about music and standards, and just trying to be a game changer, which I think he's doing fantastic at. So of course you would expect the levels to change, but like I said, look, Spotify are here now, Apple Music is becoming a lot more, like all these things are happening. So it means that the requirement for things to step up to a whole nother level is now there. Whether it's production, whether it's even artists, right now artists will be feeling pressure, because when you look at, for example, Jackie being signed to Sony, everyone's going to be thinking, okay, the levels have changed now. But at the same time, if we were to shoot down links, for example, to say, oh, Sony are back, so now links,
we don't need you.
We don't need you, or they have to step up the game. That wouldn't be right, because these are the record companies, and there's so many other Success, etc., that have been here, and we've been working with them, and we were celebrating them. So the point is, when there's fresh blood, it's not about shooting down the pioneers or the pre-existing corporations. It's about, yes, making them step up their game when they need to, but also respecting them that they've been there.
I see. Now, Mike, so let me also do this. There are some talk in town that even after the scheme, because they were able to give us a beautiful production, people are not even talking about their flaws. So, for instance, some people are not happy about some categories and those who won in those categories. But because of that wow production they give us, no one is talking about any of these things.
But I think that is just marketing. You know, the marketing of the award scheme was very, very well executed. You know, you turn on this channel, they're talking about, you turn on this radio station, they were talking about it. You know, the team, they put in their effort. So the attention was already focused on the type of performances that we were going to have and the type of production. The production was the main focus. I feel like if we had another version next year and then another version, and then people get used to that standard, then the conversation will start opening up about, okay, even though this is the standard, this didn't happen, that didn't happen. It's fresh, it's new. It's, for some people, it's the first time they've seen something like that come out of, you know, Ghana. You understand? So of course, naturally, that is what the focus is going to be on.
Should they do the next event with a live audience? Are you sure they're going to have the same buzz?
I mean, it depends on their strategy. Is that their plan? That's the question. Because, you know...
is it their plan to do it with a live audience?
Yeah. Is that their intention?
Yes, that has been their plan.
That has been their plan.
Exactly.
I know it started like that. But now, you know, they may look at just the way the world is moving full stop and say, actually, look, I'll give you an example. Through COVID, a lot of companies, you know, especially in the UK, they sent people home, say, work from home, right? Because temporarily, when everything sorts out, then you come back to the office. Do you know that now a lot of those companies have now sold their properties? Because now that they're in the situation of people working from home, they realize that actually this is a new way that we can work with. So even though the original plan was for people to come back to work in buildings, a lot of companies have now said, actually, let's keep you staying at home
and still work.
So the point I'm making is, they might have a board meeting and decide that actually viability, financially, etc., we might just decide to just keep this niche and stay on streaming online and focus on broadcasting on as many TV programs as possible. That could be an option. So I don't know, post the awards, what type of meetings they've had, etc. If they continue with an audience, then it will be interesting to see what type of event that they put on, because they will face different challenges and the experience I don't think will be the same. I'm not saying it will be worse, but it will certainly be different.
I see. Have you considered the awards winners? Have you really paid attention to them, and whether you had some 1 or 2 challenges with any of the categories?
So I don't know like all of the categories, but I've bumped into Sadiq a couple of times when he's been talking about it. And as far as the categories, I know there's a couple small differences here and there, but like any, you know, you look at Grammys versus BET or etc. versus etc. You're not going to have any award schemes that have exactly a mirrored category system, because that just doesn't even make it interesting. I don't think. I think it's good that 3 awards are able to identify particular areas. I know they had the brunch for ladies, for example, which was very needed, to be frank, because
which was also an innovation,
which was an innovative thing, because when you look at the Ghana music industry, the reality is, you know, the males do have a lot more attention. That's the right word, exactly. So things like that are definitely welcomed and celebrated. But I think it's about coexistence. Nobody is ever gonna do exactly the same thing, even if they had exactly the same resources. The outcome will never be exactly the same, because at the end of the day, VGMAs will always have their own way of doing things, and so will 3. And there's a more